This problem's a little interesting. We're given 3 bits of information and we're asked to find ultimately the probability that a randomly selected student in my class earned a C or better final class grade. So that means that we need to define a couple variables. We're talking about getting a grade of C or better as a final class grade and the probability of getting a C or better as a homework average. So we'll denote H as the event that a person gets a C or better on homework, and then we'll let G be the event that C or better on grade takes place. So now we can use these as needed. And what I'll just go ahead and do is set up a little table. It's always kind of helpful to set up a table. We'll do it both ways just to see how the mathematics might help us as compared to just doing it in table form. So we have H and not H. So you do get a C or better on homework or you don't. And then G and not G. Okay, so we know first of all that there's an 87, so if you're a student that earned a C or better homework average, the probability out of those that a person got a C or better as a final class grade is 0.87. So that means the probability, so before we try to mark it anywhere in this table, of getting a grade of C or better in the class, provided that you did all of the, you got a C or better on the homework average, is 0.87. So that's actually not something we can really label in here, and that's where the table might become a little less useful. We also know that 70% of all students in his class earned a C or better average, or a C or better homework average, or C or better as a final class grade. So that means that the probability of getting a C or better on homework or grades is equal to 0.7. And finally, we're told that only 49% earned a C or better on homework and as a final class grade. So the probability of getting C or better on homework and C or better on final class grade is 0.49. Now be careful here, because that actually could mean that some students just didn't do the homework and so got a grade lower than a C on the homework but still got a good grade in the class, which we can kind of figure all that out here. Okay, well, we also can't really mark this down because that's the probability of H or G. That's anything in G, anything in H. So these 3 cells have to add up to 0.7. So again, something that's not very easy to label. But we do know that the probability of getting homework and grade average of greater than a C is 0.49. So that goes right there. Okay, well, ultimately we want to know the probability of G. And so that's basically going to have to deal with this number right here, whatever we get there. Now again, remember, you don't have to deal with these in decimals. You can actually think about this as all being out of 100 and then just do 49 out of 100 fall into this category. Okay, so we do know that the probability, so the way you would calculate the probability of getting a grade of C or better, provided that you're in the homework group, is you would take the number of people that got a grade of C or better and divide it by the total number of people who got a C or better on homework. Well, we don't necessarily know the total, but we do know that to find the probability of G given H, we would have to take this number that would be in here, 0.49, and we would have to divide it by the total over here. Well, if we do decimals, then that's just the probability of H. Okay, nice. So now we've eliminated one variable with a number. We have 2 variables here still, but notice that we know the probability of G given H. That's actually 0.87. So we have 0.87 equals 0.49 divided by the probability of H, which means that 1 over 0.87 equals the probability of H over 0.49. So that's just flipping both sides, taking the reciprocal of both sides, so I can get P of H in the top, and multiply by 0.49. 0.49 divided by 0.87 gives me the probability of H. Well, that's perfect, because if I know this, then I can find this, And if I know these two, then I can find the third one. Alright, well, what is 0.49 divided by 0.87? Let's figure that out. Divided by 0.87. And that is 0.56. So P of H is about 0.56. And so we can label that over here. Okay, what does that mean? So 49 out of 100 people got both of these. 56 got a C or better on homework. Then there were 7% of people who got a homework grade of C or better, but didn't get a total class grade of C or better. So most people who did the homework got a grade of C or better. And now we come down here. We know that the sum of these three pieces has to be 0.7. And so, well, we're deficient. We have 0.7 minus 0.07 minus 0.49 will tell us what that last number has to be. And that is going to come out to be 0.7 minus 0.07 minus 0.49 is going to end up being 14. Oops. Did something incorrectly there. Let's try that again. Not 0.9, but 0.49 and 0.14. So this number right here would have to be 0.14. And, well, now we have all the information we need. We actually don't need to fill in the rest, right? Because we don't really care about this. We don't really care about any of these numbers here. We do know that 0.49 plus 0.14 is going to be 0.63. And so our answer is the probability of getting a grade of C or better in the class is 63%.